Hey people, it is Sunday, July 18th. The time is 9:01 p.m. and it's about 27 degrees Celsius, and welcome to another Sunday Night Stumbles. This is the first one since coming back from Montreal. I saw Yahya in the chat there was saying or he was doing an impersonation of the Ken Continuum, so I thought, hey people would be appropriate. I don't really have a greeting like that, at least not an iconic one. I just say, hey everyone, or what's up. I used to say, what's up guys, but I feel like at least 80% of YouTubers say, what's up guys, when they start. One is Bright Sun Films. I love that channel, but every single video, hey, what's up guys? So I just thought I would try the Ken Continuum. Maybe I'll steal that. Do you think I could make the hey people mine? Hey people? Maybe. Maybe, but I've already stolen the entire concept from Ken, so what else is there to do? And Action VJ is here. Fans, Buses Gaming. Yes, you're late. You're 2 minutes late, so go to your room and do some homework. Michelle Briggs is here. Tara, Nintendaft, Magic Walker. Vivian is here. Hello, Vivian. 12 Hours H. Justin is here. Darius, Doug, Ali BHG, Marie Palmer, Brad Palmer, Susan, Kevin, Sanjay, Marg, Alex, Brandon's Planes and Trains, plus Walks TO. That's a mouthful. Chris Mills, Yahya, Grazi. I think that's everyone. Well, I hope you're all doing well. I'll have what is my fourth or fifth beer of the day. This is a Creemore something or other. It's the last one in my fridge. Creemore Hells. It's a light beer, but I was at a bar today. I met some friends who I hadn't gone out to an establishment with since last spring. So it was the first time to see a couple of friends. Not the first time to see them. I've met them in a park a few times since then, but my first time to get out and go to a patio and have some drinks. So that's what I did this afternoon, but I did record my walk going there. So as we start to socialize more, I'll probably use that as an excuse to bring the camera and make videos. And I actually brought all my live streaming gear with me, but I was just a little bit not in good shape to be live streaming, so I did not do a live stream. But I will be doing a live stream tomorrow, because I wonder if I can show you guys something here. I don't want to accidentally get into flashing something I shouldn't be showing, but if I go to my lifetime views on my channel here, let me just take a screenshot of that. If I show you the rest, it'll show you like my revenue and everything, and we don't want to do that. But here's reason to celebrate. I hit 10 million views on the main Strides channel. So I don't know, I think that's a bit of an achievement or accomplishment. So thank you to everyone for viewing my crap and getting that count up. It's purely superficial, but views are definitely the metric that counts. Subscribers is kind of a vanity thing. You'll see a lot of channels that have huge subscriber numbers, but their daily views is kind of low. And then you'll see channels that only have like 10,000 subscribers, but their daily views are really high. So subscribers is cool, but it doesn't really mean anything. What matters is this. So I'm kind of proud of that. So maybe tomorrow we'll go out and do a live stream to celebrate. Liam says that's 1/3 of the population of Canada. Yes, but a lot of these are just me, probably. I'm at least half of those myself, right? Especially when you're new at YouTube and you're checking in on your videos and you're like, how many views? And all your videos only have like 15 views. And then you go check in from your mobile phone, or you get your friend to check in, and that view count is going up because of you. At least now I'm at the point where that doesn't matter. But yeah, early on, a lot of those views were me, and I can't lie about that. But thank you. Jenny K says congrats. Lisa D says solid achievement. Flickr, I'm totally out of the loop. Flickr, Tumblr, I don't know any of that. I just stick to Insta. Deborah says, well farted. The Martells, thank you. So let's get this beer open. And I thought I would do something a little different tonight. Your face is red. I guess I've had a bit of a burn for a few weeks, and I'm also using the iPhone for my webcam. The other phone, my Samsung phone, like it or not, it kind of puts on a beauty mode and smooths out your skin, and there's no real way to turn that off. It's just default, so it makes you look a little paler and more flush. The iPhone just brings it out the way it is, so for better or worse, we got the red skin. Jenny K says, does someone need to buy Johnny 5-in-1 sunscreen? Maybe, but I've only been using the 5-in-1 as a body wash. I've stuck to using the 2-in-1 as a shampoo. I was going to make July 5-in-1 month. Maybe we will do that for August. That's good. So it sounds like Flickr is the serious version of Instagram. Are you planning on going out tonight, says Jumbo TV? No, I was out last night. I went to Sip Wine Bar in Yonge and Eglinton. Fantastic, underrated Italian restaurant. Much better than Grazie, if you ask me. And it's kind of cheaper, too. So it's a really good spot. And then today I went out to a place called the Aviary, or Long Slice Brewing in the Canary District. Ro, where have you been? I've been rocking an iPhone 12 for like 2 weeks now. I bought it for live streaming, but it's also doubling as my webcam. So I thought maybe tonight we'll do something a little different, and I'll go through some comments on my YouTube page and we can answer some of that. I did post something yesterday. Can I vote? I'm not even... Yeah. Those are all my nerdy secondary accounts. So I don't want to log in on here because this is just incognito. But, I'm trying to think. How can I... Oh, if I go into my other one... And here, if we go to your channel, this is logged in. I don't accidentally want to click the wrong thing because then you'll see all my metrics. But if I go to community here, I put up a poll asking if people wanted to see hotel walkthroughs added to the channel. The reason I ask is I did one in Montreal as a Stumbles video. But I was thinking, you know, I'm starting out on the street. I kind of showed the neighborhood a bit. I went into the lobby, I went into the pool, then I went up to my room and I checked that out. Then I kind of wrapped it all up with a summary at the end after my stay. I thought, why not just put this on the main Strides channel? It's different content. People might like it. It's something that doesn't really tie in with city exploring, but if I'm going to be traveling more, it kind of does, and it's really easy to make. So I asked, and we have over 1,000 votes. 80% said yes, 11% said no, put those on the Stumbles channel. So it looks like overwhelmingly so, I'll be doing hotel walkthroughs on this channel. And what I might even do is take some of my Aeroplan points and get a room at the Royal York. Get a room at the best hotel in Toronto. Maybe get a room at the lowest rated hotel in Toronto. Probably won't even sleep there. Maybe, I mean, you got to get some bed bugs. I can't say that quickly. So this is something I'm going to start building into the channel. It's only going to be like once or twice a month. It's not going to be that much. But the one I did film that is coming was originally a Stumbles video. So I filmed it for this channel. And where's my Montreal stuff? So coming up for this channel, well, I have a Montreal subway video coming up. We did Old Montreal. I did Downtown Montreal. I did the 2 live streams. What else do I have to come up here? This is all ready to go. I did Chinatown. And I polished off my hotel review. So these are coming up. And yeah. Here's a question. The Real Man from Montreal. What do you guys think of these thumbnails and the design language? I decided to try something new with these because I kind of stick to the same basic template with my Toronto thumbnails, and I wanted to just have a little bit of fun with it and do something different. So that's why the text and the graphics look different. Do you guys like this better, or do you like the Toronto style? Because I'm thinking maybe just to make the text stand out a little bit, I might put a little backdrop like this on my Toronto thumbnails. GGNYC likes them very much. Tara says they look good. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to go revisit my Toronto thumbnails and maybe incorporate something. I like the yellow text. To me, yellow text looks really good. It kind of stands out. Action BJ says Toronto style for walking, new style for hotels. The hotels are going to be like once a month maybe. It's not going to be a huge thing. And these are just stills from the videos, but there is this picture of the swimming pool I stole from TripAdvisor. But this is from the video, and this is from the video. So in a nutshell, that's what's coming up. Susan says Montreal and LA seem similar. Yeah, the Montreal one has 4 of those gates. But the left and the right are kind of... The east and the west are kind of mini gates. But the north and the south are like the big grand gates. Enrico! With a $6.99, Enrico. Congrats on the huge milestone, Johnny. Yes, I said that as a joke. $69.99 because Enrico said on Friday I came back and I did a e-scooter live stream and Enrico sent $139.99. But I'm on the scooter. I'm trying not to get killed or fall asleep when there's a red light so I just glance when I see the super chat, I just glance down quickly, and then my eyes go right back to the road ahead. And I only do that when I'm stopped. So I said $13.99, and I think everyone in the chat was kind of going nuts, except Enrico, because I got it wrong. So Enrico, thank you again. These are enormous super chats. And Enrico is also a Patreon God tier member. So thank you. I did a shout out to those in my video today, and I wrote them down. So thank you to Where's Perry, Chuck Diamond, Enrico, Sparkpoint, and Ron version 5. The 5 of you are all currently God tier members. So that is super appreciated. Of course, any channel member and even the subscribers and anyone who just watches, it's also very much appreciated. But shout out to Enrico. Thank you. Is it Enrico or Enrico? I want to just phonetically type it out. Lace says, oh man, do not ask me to pronounce French. I was getting... One person in the comments was raking me through the coals because when I was in high school, I dropped French at the first chance. And my reason for that was I wasn't taking immersion. I wasn't going to ever be fluent at it. I had no plans on moving to Ottawa or Quebec, and I didn't like learning it. So I just dropped it, and honestly, I know 100 times more Korean than French. I don't know anything in French, so I'm not being... Okay, Enrico, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm literally trying to read it. But I'm not going to take a language course for a 3-week trip. So I did my best, and someone was... on my case pretty hard in the comments. I just saw that. I haven't responded yet, but whatever. Sorry, I guess. I tried. I don't know what more you can do, but try. How long have you been back? I've been back since Thursday, I think. Duolingo time. Maybe. Here, I'll just play a video in the background.
More than 20 million people use
Sanjay tried to defend me. Thank you, Sanjay. You know... Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, July 13th, and welcome to Montreal. You're never going to win every battle, especially online. Alright, Tech. I didn't see the original one. Do you still take edibles on your streams? Sometimes. This is the first walking video I filmed in Montreal on my second day there. Susan needs to learn Mandarin and Korean. Why not Cantonese? Is your family Mandarin? I thought maybe I just associated... because I know the Montreal Chinatown is mostly Cantonese. Jenny K managed to order coffee in Tim Hortons in Sherbrooke, Quebec once. You know, Montreal is like so bilingual. I went to a horrible restaurant, horrible service, okay food in Le Plateau, and it was all 18-year-olds. Like, it's like a Wednesday night. That's the last... Yeah, it was a Wednesday night. It's like 9-10 p.m. Every bar was packed, but everyone was like 18. That's what happens when your drinking age is 18. And all I heard was English. None of the young kids were speaking French. It was just English from every corner. Occasionally you would hear some French. But like 90% of their dialogue was English. The waiters were English. Everything was English. So if you're hesitant about going to Montreal, don't... Like, I would say no, just go for it. You do not... Like, they speak English as well as we do. No, because a lot of people were asking me, is language a problem? Are you having... It's like, no, it's not. It's not. So even though I don't know any French at all, it's fine. And I think there's some concern in Quebec society about sort of the erosion of French, and they want to preserve that. But Montreal is really, really bilingual. Like, everybody is almost perfectly bilingual. The real man says he's in his early 30s and he speaks mostly English and some French. That seems to be the case with most people I met in Montreal. I met a few people that live there. And maybe there's some bias there because I speak English and you would gravitate towards that, but they all were full-time English speakers pretty much. Marion says it's not easy to learn a new language. No, not at all. That's why we need to be super patient and understanding when new people come to Toronto. I mean, just being upset because someone doesn't speak English fluently is not a reason to be upset, right? I mean, people are trying. It's not easy to speak another language. To my knowledge, that's true as well, Ro. Although, I do remember going to Quebec City, and it was a lot more French-speaking than Montreal as a whole. But they do appreciate it when you greet them with bonjour, and then they can probably hear from your accent that you're not going to be speaking great French, and then they just switch over to English. Yeah, Bevy, I did not see any either. Maybe they were hidden. Did you have beer from a local brewery? I didn't go to any brew pubs. I went to one super trendy bar, and all they had was Red Stripe. They didn't even have beer on their menu. This was like one of the most expensive, ridiculous places you could go, and they didn't even have beer on the menu. So I guess I'm not cool enough for it. Oh well. Are you planning on visiting the U.S. this year? I'm hoping to go to New York next month. I might squeeze in somewhere else, maybe somewhere cheap, if I can get a deal. I have that YYZ deals on pretty much Fire Me deals, so I'm hoping those start to kick up again. Sometimes you'll find like Las Vegas for like $500 round trip with a hotel. Of course, you pay your resort fees, and then if you're not careful, you can spend a fortune there, especially on food. But I might do something like that just to mix it up. Susan, yeah, well, in China they all have dialects that are slightly different than that, right? Jenny K says, merci buckets, merci beaucoup. Yeah, I would not say merci buckets if I was... They might take that the wrong way. Bevy's still pushing Halifax. We're going international. Go to Tokyo for watching the Olympics on what? On TV? Did you have any famous Montreal pizza? No. Oh, I do have an update on the assault. I know we weren't going to talk about it, but last night the detective, who I had not heard from in months, called me to say that they sent the image out to all the police divisions in that area. None of the local police were familiar with that guy. And they looked at the tapes. They tried to trace his steps. They couldn't find him. They had no... they ran it through... The police have a facial recognition system where they could just pop an image in there. And if they've ever been booked for anything, if they've ever been brought in, or if anything's ever been reported against them, they can look that up. But because the guy was wearing a mask, it didn't get any hits. So I guess my live streaming quality wasn't good enough to match above the mask. So at this point, I think it's kind of a dead case. So if you're wondering, but they got back to me. So if you're wondering what's going on with that, this is the last I'll speak of it. At least at this level, there's nothing going on with that. It's done. Alright, Tech, you can just go ahead and ban that guy. I don't care. Rose says, well, yeah, but, I mean, hopefully... He apparently hasn't been seen in those areas, so hopefully he's just not going to do it again. Maybe he knows he went too far. Maybe he got the help he needs. Like, if I saw the guy again, I would just ask him if he's okay. Like, you know, that would be my approach if he approached me. You know, hey man, is everything okay? Can I do anything for you? Like, let's try to be civil to one another. That's all. So I hope he doesn't do that again. That's all I want, is for him not to do that again. Not asking a whole lot. Pittsburgh has very good food. Gotta try. I will. Maybe Pittsburgh will be on the radar at some point. Maybe. Hello, Emma PH. Yeah, Ro, I would rather avoid him, but just in case. Jenny K says, I'm so burnt. Well, Montreal was actually kind of overcast. Look at the sky. I don't know. Where did this redness come from? I was out in the sun today. Today was a pretty hot day. Right, Maroof? That's probably true. Bevy, I don't know. I think that was a different guy. The heights were different. They didn't really match. I talked about that with the detective. But whatever. It's over with. It's over with. Lisa says it's just his camera. No one... You know what? Let me take a picture with this. It's not that red. It's not that red. I could switch it. But whatever. I don't know, Allie. We're just gonna let it go. I'm done with it. That's good. I just hope he doesn't do anything again. Sue's laughing at celebrating banning people. Yeah, except some people are losers and they have other accounts and they come back. And then you play that game. Lisa says it's the camera and who cares? Yeah, I don't really care. I don't care. I'm gonna get rid of my other phone anyways, my other S20. If I can't figure it out easily, we're just gonna leave it. Jeanette, thank you, Jeanette. Says I'm still handsome, thank you. Are there such a thing as rainbows or are they fake? Pretty sure rainbows are real. Pretty sure. Mike Thomas loved the old cars. Yeah, they were filming Transformers, a new Transformers movie. Hopefully Michael Bay was nowhere near it. God, that guy, I don't know. I'll not say bad things about him, but yeah, that's why. And the street my hotel was on was getting closed down every night because of the shooting of that movie. And there's a really old building that they made a fake hotel out of that was kind of neat for the movie. I went right by that. Did you see the sun bright red today, Janet? Yeah, everyone's talking about my red skin. I don't care. I don't care. Jenny K, no, the toilet paper was not proper. And I forgot to point that out on my video. What I should have done was put it upside down and then, and then said, oh, look, they did it the right way. But we, yeah, I missed that opportunity. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Elton McFall. I should have mentioned him. I mentioned G Corb. There's also Brandy Lynn, who does vlogs from Montreal. There's always another hotel strides. Yeah, I might do some hotels just for the sake of doing hotels. Craig Dwyer says, yeah, but in fairness, my 4 beers were from like this afternoon. I had a bit of a siesta. I started watching a Netflix documentary about the Cecil Hotel in LA and that girl from Vancouver who disappeared and ended up in the water tank on the roof. My friends, that's what we were talking about today. So I came home and I had the itch to start watching it. So I'm just almost through the first episode of that. And I started watching some luxury home show on Prime. It's basically selling Sunset, only it's a lot less trashy from Australia. Don't know if I'm going to continue that. And then I started watching this unorthodox Netflix. Why am I watching reality shows? I don't know. I generally find they are trash, but whatever. Jenny K says the toilet paper better be hung the right way at the Royal York. Yeah, the Royal York was like $400 a night. I looked at that and I was like, do I really want to spend that? Or maybe what I can do is get a few hotels up. But what I don't really want to do is ask them like, hey, will you let me stay? I'll make a video out of it. Because then I'm kind of obligated to say good things. I don't really want to do that. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Quiet Place 2 is on Prime. Yes, I watched it before it was on Prime, but it is pretty good. The first one was way better, but the second one was pretty good. Tech Needs Tea wants to play the elevator game. I don't even know what you're talking about. Ali watched Flipped on Netflix. Did you ever watch the Chris Watts documentary? No, I just started. I wasn't really familiar with anything at all here until I started watching this documentary. Lisa's watching Gossip Girl again because Gossip Girl. Never watched that. And unfortunately, this part of St. Catherine Street was getting ripped up while I was there. This is like the main drag. There's Simon's. My hotel was just 1 block to the north where the old Ben's Deli was. Thank you to everyone for pointing that out in my live stream. I never would have known that if people didn't point that out. Ali is sick of hearing about Chris Watts. Almo says, is this where the cool people hang out? Everyone but me here is cool, yes. You should watch Breaking Bad. I have watched Breaking Bad. It was pretty good. I actually like Better Call Saul better. I just found it was kind of a slow burn, a way slower burn. But once you got into it, I think it's a better series, but they're both excellent. Rico lived at One King West for a year during COVID. Occupancy was 15 to 20%. That might be a nice hotel. I love how slender that building is. And it's right at King Station. Did you have any cigars? No, I went to Stogie's and I didn't have any cigars. I must be the only person to go to that bar and not. But I did put a picture on Instagram from there. Colette says Law and Order, Organized Crime. Is that what you're watching? Thoughts on Mad Men? That's the only thing I remember from that is the guy drinking the Canadian Club all the time. Have you ever watched the show House with the asshole doctor who has all the answers? Yes, I thought it was pretty good. Mike Young would prefer a joint over a cigar. What's weird is that bar, you can like smoke cigars inside. I don't know how they got an exception to that. Devin loves Gilmore Girls. Is this what we're talking about? We're just naming shows. Do you have any games in plan? I don't know. For sure, 100% there will be games next week. We're going to try bringing them back. All this stupid construction killed my thumbnail opportunities. When I was going through this video looking for thumbnails, it was just Construction City. So that was kind of annoying. Michael loves the Golden Girls. All of them but Betty White are dead. And they've been dead for quite a while. But it is a... I remember Golden Girls, and then after that would be Empty Nest, if you remember. And then after Golden Girls, they had the Golden Palace, which failed. For some reason, I remember watching this. Did you check out the dinosaur park? No, Vivian, I was thinking of doing it on the way back, but part of the 401 was closed. And what should have been like a 5.5 hour drive was like 7 hours. We had to get off the 401 and detour all the way around like the Thousand Islands Expressway. It was super annoying. It was honestly the most annoying drive. Sitting on a small street parallel to the 401 with a whole bunch of trucks around you. It was just too much. Can you stream for Halloween this year? You'd love to see the decorations. Ice, that's a good idea. I was going to do that with Ken last year, so maybe we'll do that this year. Yeah, he says, can you show a sneak peek of the Montreal subway video? Maybe. Craig says, Apple has Lizzie's Story, a Stephen King made for TV book adaptation. Pretty good. You know, because I bought the iPhone, it came with 1 year of Apple TV, and I'm not that impressed. There's not a lot on there, but I've started watching Ted Lasso and Trying. Trying's kind of... I feel like I've seen that same show before, but I'll watch Beastie Boys Story. I'll have to. But Ted Lasso, again, it's okay. Why do we have so many streaming services? Consolidate. Yeah, he asked for a preview of the transit video. Let's see. Montreal. I did the vlog style intro. So we go into the transit station. All right, Bevy, have a good night. I heard you had a pretty good stream last night. I was not around when you were streaming, but thanks for modding. Have a good night. So this station was pretty cool. And there's a look. So it's a pretty cool transit video. We got to check out the trains. Then I walked through the Eaton Center. And then I just walked back to my hotel. There's the preview of the transit video. That's all I'm willing to give up, because I'd like people to actually watch it. The transit system in Montreal is called the Société de Transport de Montréal. Did I say that right? I'm sure there'll be pitchforks in the comments over that. You might be able to hear motorcycles going up and down my street. I've got my window open. I don't have the AC on. Beaudry is the only station in the system with the conveyor belt escalator. I should have mentioned that. But one thing I wanted to do was a night walk up Crescent Street. But I just didn't have the energy for it. I was going out drinking, and I just wanted to go back to the hotel and put my feet up, even though my hotel was very close to Crescent Street. So that is one thing I missed. That's the one video I didn't get. And I wanted to do Le Plateau as well, but at least we got that on a live stream, like a pretty good quality live stream. So we'll save some things for the next time in Montreal. Did you walk the underground city? No, unfortunately I did not. Did you top 35k steps? Yes, I did, Jenny K. I had a day with like 36,000 steps. Another thing is, I wasn't really sure how these videos would be received, right? If I go all the way there and they only get like a third or half the views of my normal videos, it's not really worth it. So this was just like a personal trip, a chance to go away, finally get out of Toronto, not that I don't love Toronto, and then make a few videos just to see how that would be received by the channel. And so far they're good. I have 2, other than people yelling at me because my French is terrible. Sorry, I tried. Aaron MTVs, love the vids and streams. Stay amazing, Johnny. Thank you, Aaron, for the $1.99. Thank you. Is that a YouTube channel you have, Aaron MTVs, or is that just your name? If it is a channel, we can check it out. Firestar Ice says Montreal's cafes are amazing. You know, the cafe is one of these. It was a press cafe. It's funny, we're talking about that, and I'm going right by one. But there was one of these right by my hotel. No word of a lie, it had the best chocolate croissant I've ever had in my life. It was unbelievable. Lisa says, doesn't change my love for Toronto, but distance makes the heart grow fonder. Yeah, I just think Montreal, it's a totally different aesthetic on the street. Nice wide sidewalks. It's a more, the scale of it is better, even though it lacks like the high rises and that wow factor. It's just a different city. It's also 400 years old, right? Toronto is 150 maybe, so they're very different. What about summer concerts? Are they canceled? I think some concerts are, some venues are kicking up. Mike Young says, what's the nicest subway station you've been to? Oh, easily probably something in Korea or Tokyo or Osaka, if I think about it, or Hong Kong. But in North America, I don't know. Nicest, probably one of the new ones in Toronto, because they put a lot of effort into the new stations. I don't know, that's a tough one. Aaron says some videos have swearing, but some do not. Hey man, I'm not judging. Swearing's fine by me. Some people might not like it, but that's why we watch what we like. If we don't like something, we don't watch it. Just make the videos you want to make, swearing or not swearing, right? One thing, yeah, the Montreal subways were super open, right? They use wider trains. They have a wider gauge, or track gauge, I think. Gauge. Ugh, that's a hard word for me to remember. But they also have huge open windows. Like the trains are just so airy and spacious feeling, and the lighting is top notch. They don't have air conditioning. They do kind of have this, you feel air coming through it, but it's like warm air. It's not like air conditioned air. And they're on rubber tires. It's just a totally different vibe. Apparently they modeled it after the system in Paris, but I've never been to Paris, so I couldn't compare them. And here's the part where St. Catherine Street is closed to traffic. Lisa says they don't need AC though. I didn't think they did, but that seems to be a big complaint about people, is that there's no air conditioning there. Dave says Toronto is 228 years old. So it is older than Canada. I knew it was probably around that age, but I didn't know if it was actually a city then. Like when did, I guess it was still York, even in the early days. Remember the old red TTC trains had the roll down window, top window. I think I do, Chris. Are you going to ride the New York City subway? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. They'd never been on our Line 2 subway cars. Oh, John Tory has, apparently. I remember seeing him go on there as like a publicity stunt. The red trains were in service from 1954 to 1990. So maybe I'm thinking New York for August. The problem is I need to rebook a flight because Porter is not flying out in August. So maybe New York will be a thing in September. Maybe it'll still be August. I don't really know. But New York will happen. I might squeeze in another destination, maybe Vegas. Does anybody watch digitally restored footage from the 1900s? Ali, there's some excellent videos on New York City where people have like painstakingly like recolored everything and cleaned it up. It's really, really neat. There's a few different channels on there. Roe, yes, I remember Andy Byford. He went on to a pretty high-ranking position in New York City, right? I think that's why we lost him. There's rats on the tracks in New York City. Well, there's rats all over the Toronto subway too. I think that would be a given. Will you coordinate with Action Kid? Yes, I've been talking to him. If we're both in town, we'll definitely get together and do a collab or two. I might need some help from him in terms of getting SIM cards and stuff, but we'll see. Alex says he's going to Ottawa for 2 days at the end of August. So maybe you'll be gone while... Alex, I might be going to Ottawa too. I think that would be a logical place for me to run away to, so I might be doing that. And I have a car on Tuesday, so I'm thinking of doing a driving video and then one video from another city, maybe Port Credit, and then a driving live stream at night. So we might be doing a bunch of driving videos on or a bunch of videos on Tuesday. I booked a car, so I have to go out to Burlington. I have some family in town that live out of country, actually. So it'll be good to see them. And there we go. The rat who plays... Why can't I ever say this properly? Dangan Rampa. Dang and Rampa. Man, we've been over this, and I've learned how to say it, and I've said it correctly, and now I still struggle. A start to your trip to Universal Studio Orlando. Get some. You know, I would love to go to Universal and Islands of Adventure. And I think Florida's pretty relaxed about things. So it would be pretty much like... Yeah, maybe that's definitely a spot to go to. Although it can be a bit pricey as I'm trying to do things on a budget. I'm not exactly a high-rolling YouTuber, but I will look into that. Thank you, The Rat, for the $10. Thank you, Action BJ, for taking out some garbage. Are you planning to go to Vancouver? Yeah, Vancouver is a good one. I haven't seen my walk around go to Vancouver in a while. He was the one who was covering that. It took a Toronto YouTuber to make videos for Vancouver. I think there's probably some other people out there. Ali BHG says the highways I drive on remind her of the Boston area. What I'm thinking is I'll do a video from Midtown, and then I'll shoot down the DVP and then the Gardner, and then maybe I'll just drive to Port Credit, or maybe I'll drive to Square One. But that'll be that. But I just rented a car. I didn't want to deal with transit. I felt maybe if I didn't just go on that big journey from Montreal, I'd be a little more into it. Deborah Ball says watching vintage movies is like being a time traveler. Or else says, do you plan to go to Europe? Yeah, again, probably not this year. And probably countries like, or cities like Budapest, Prague, not your more expensive cities. Again, trying to do things on a bit of a budget. Maybe a cheap place Johnny could visit would be Toronto. Oh, that would be a very cheap place for me. Hey, today I was getting on the bus after I just took the 504/505 bus after I drank in the Canary District with my friends. And stepping on the bus driver was like, Johnny Strides! I was like, hey, I got recognized by a TTC bus driver. So that was kind of cool. I still tapped my card, but I was hoping to hear him say I could ride for free. He actually, I don't know, he mumbled something. I thought that's what he said, but he was wearing a mask. I didn't hear him clearly. Tech Needs Tea got a raise today. Congrats, Tech Needs Tea, our barista extraordinaire. Rose says I'm famous now. Maybe. Did you go on the fast ferry to Rochester? No, I didn't. Although I thought that was neat. Urbanist Explorers. Yeah, there's a lot in New York City. We'll see. Come to Belfast, says Pete, Northern Ireland. There's another place I would love to get to. Tech Needs Tea says she swears she's going to Super Chat one of these days. Tech... Nobody should ever feel that they need or want to do that. Just, I don't ever want to give that impression. I definitely appreciate it, but you don't have to. You mod for me. When are you live streaming next, Tech? Everyone's been waiting for you to go live again. And where's Terratopia? Is Ryan going live tonight? Tech Needs to ask Johnny for a raise. Kohana, I was about to ask you for sugar, and you're telling me to give Tech a raise. Can't even get my own damn sugar. Apparently, Kohana lives around the corner from me. I don't know. I've read that in the comments. Ryan was live earlier today when he came to my house. Oh, Tara, that's cool. I've been MIA all day, but the good news is I've got those 3 Montreal videos, and I've got a walking video from today. So now that I'm swimming in videos, I might do a bit more live streams and maybe catch up, and I could do some more interesting stuff. I could try to do a hidden Toronto. Yes, I know, Kill Street. But maybe I can get a little bit creative with my time. Tech Needs Tea plans on streaming next Wednesday when you land in Chicago. Awesome. Let me know if you know exactly when, and I can give you a shout out. Sorry, I'm just reading your chats. Anthony A. You just found me. Welcome, Anthony A. Yeah, Tech. Chicago is an awesome city, PGH. They, I think it's the home of the skyscraper, right? They had the first one in North America, and they have a way better collection than Toronto does. We have way more, but theirs is definitely, at least from a historical point of view, theirs is much nicer, if you ask me. Rhonda finally got her second dose. Congrats, Rhonda. Is Queen Street West still the biggest people watching area? B-ball. Depends on people watching. I mean, anywhere that's busy. Maybe Ossington, Yorkville, pretty much anywhere on Queen West from University to Dufferin is all top-notch people watching. Pure Ghost says, yeah, we've talked about the red face. I don't know. We're blaming the iPhone. That's it. It's raining in LA. Oh, Action Kid was in, or he still is in LA, right? I remember he saw the Hollywood sign on his stream and he zoomed in on it. It's very underwhelming, that Hollywood sign. You should take the megabus if you're going to New York City. I'll probably fly. Strand's bookstore in New York City, a must visit. Tech plans on streaming the train ride from O'Hare to Lincoln Park, featuring a live transfer on a stream. That's bold, Tech. If you're streaming on transit, my only advice is keep the camera out the window or directly at your face if you're gonna do the selfie thing. But it's a very uneasy feeling if you're on transit pointing a camera at another person. Just instinctually keep it out the window. That's my only advice for that. Because it's not like someone walking down the street who's a passerby. They're literally just sitting there, right? Yeah, Alex, he's been streaming almost every day. He hustles. I don't understand. Like, we both do this pretty much full time, yet he is way more productive than me. That guy has a lot more effort or a lot more energy than I do. So where are we? So I think I've walked past what they call the red light district. Is this near Beaudry? I'm looking at the Montreal walk. Maybe Action Kid is hanging out with Serendipity since he ran into her. So yeah, so this construction runs down along St. Catherine. So what I'll do, maybe after this video, I'll after this video, maybe I'll do some comments. That's not something we've ever done on one of these streams before. I know probably Ro and some people are hoping for games. I don't know, but I promise for sure we'll try them again next Sunday if we don't get to them tonight. I'm still a little knackered, and I've been drinking quite a bit today. Lisa says definitely do comments. I probably won't do maybe I could do them from my studio view. What's your opinion on the whole Dundas street name change? You know, I talked about this in my video. I think it's a colossal waste of money. And I think it's virtue signaling that a few people are doing it so they can feel good about themselves when they go to sleep at night. Most people I've talked to in the city think that it's an enormous waste of money and resources. Let's just decouple the name of the street, disassociate it, and rededicate it to somebody else who shares the name of Dundas. There's already been people. This isn't really my own idea. This is just something I'm regurgitating that other people have had. But I agree with. There's been a lot of notable people with that last name in Ontario. Let's just rededicate the stream or the street to them and leave the negative history as a learning point and a history lesson. Like, why are we gonna think of every business, think of every person who lives or works on Dundas, every listing, every sign, every card, every license, every piece of ID. Like, it's not just going to be the 5 or 6 million the city's going to have to pay. There's going to be millions of dollars individuals and businesses are going to have to pay, and it's going to take years and years and years to do. I just think it's stupid. Like, put that money into the community. Like, put it into create scholarships for people from socioeconomic classes that are disadvantaged, right? Put it almost anything is a better use of $6 million than changing the name of the street for pointless virtue signaling. Like, just disassociate the name and move on with life. Like, if we're going to start doing that, you're going to find negative shit with a lot of people that we've named stuff after in every corner of the world. Like, human history is not good. Not everyone has it, right? So there's skeletons in the closet almost everywhere. So I think it's stupid. Just rededicate the street, and if you're going to spend $6 million, put it into the community. Just my opinion. Ryan Ride says they should call it Stumbles Road. Teratopia says, how is changing the name of Dundas going to fix the problem that reserves don't have safe drink? Yeah, like, it's not going to do anything to correct the past. If anything, you're just going to kind of wash over it and try to pretend the past didn't happen by renaming it, right? It's a good talking point. Hey, did you know that Dundas Street used to be named after something that happened, or someone who supported something that was not cool? Like, it's a good talking point and history lesson to leave it. Just rededicate it and move on. So that's my opinion on that. Because, yeah, I think it's a terrible rabbit hole to go down. Anyways, that's it. That's what I think. You can shoot me if you want. Kohanna says virtue signaling and political correctness. Yeah, I've never been a fan of being politically correct. Yeah, but when you're on YouTube, you have to be careful about what you say. G Corb is here. He says it's like Amherst was renamed to. I probably pronounced that wrong. Did they do a renaming in Montreal, G Corb? By the way, you have a beautiful city, and congrats again on the success of your channel. It has blown up. Dundas Street should be renamed to Park Avenue. Give it a classy name. Young Park Square? I say just leave it, but... Or have a private company pay for it. Have somebody sponsor it. If you're going to rename it, don't do it at the taxpayer's expense. You know, let BMO Bank pay for it. Hey, this renaming was brought to you by BMO Bank. Let them virtue signal. I have no problem with that if you're going to use private money. But don't public money. I don't like it. Lisa says, yeah, well, everyone should probably do that anyways if you have a ounce of guilt in you, right? It's which we all should probably have. We could rename Dundas to Dumbass. They do rename the streets and then they auction off the old street names. What's going to happen in like 200 years from now when all our streets are named after people that are no longer relevant, that nobody cares about? Are we just going to rename them all anyways? You know? Just like how all our cemeteries today are probably going to be dug up and moved at some point because nobody has any meaningful connection to the people that are there anymore. Like, probably, right? Something's going to happen. You think we should remove Queen Elizabeth as our head of... That's a rabbit hole. I don't really want to weigh in on that. But as a symbolic gesture, I don't mind the monarchy. But the fact that they're technically the head of state and that they technically sign off on every law we have, give me a break. I mean, it's one thing to acknowledge that, but it's another thing to actually have them at the head of our... Even though the Governor General is actually doing that role, but that's for other people who are more learned than me to talk about. Lisa says this area has been like that forever. Yeah, I've only been there a few times. Usually when I walk St. Catherine Street, I get to there, and then I take Beaudry Station, and I go back. Nick, asking the real questions. Are e-scooters illegal to drive in Toronto? They are banned on public roadways, but the city has said they don't have the resources to enforce it, and the police don't enforce it. So I actually think the police would benefit from them. They should be doing their bike patrols on e-scooters. Oh, Lisa says the art corner. Years. I didn't get a chance to, G Corb. I ended up going to a restaurant that took like 3 hours to serve a hamburger and a beer. Did you have real poutine? I did have real poutine. There's a picture of it on Instagram, but I didn't have any bagels. That's probably true, Mike. Did you work on your French pickup lines? No, I don't. If you heard my French, you would know that no one would understand anything. There's Beaudry Station. So after this video, which I'm almost done, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go make myself a coffee, and I'll be back. Let me turn up the volume here, so maybe you guys can actually hear something. think it ends just up ahead. But I am dying for some kind of beverage. Maybe I'll find a convenience store and pop into one. Just grab a Pepsi or something. Still waiting on my damn Keurig. I'm trying to be stumbling right now. I dropped my G Corb, $3. Thank you, G Corb. Guys, if you want to see more of this beautiful Montreal city, head over to G Corb's channel. I think this is good. It is phenomenal. Enrico, being random here, one of the best things about Stage 3 reopening is the convenience of readily available washrooms. You hit the nail on the head, Enrico. This is just the fact that places are now open and we can walk in without feeling like a criminal and use a bathroom is definitely wonderful. Thank you very much for being a God tier member and your second super chat tonight, Enrico, $34.99. Thank you. And again, thank you, G Corb. If you wish to support the channel, I'm gonna go make my coffee. Description. I also have YouTube channel membership available, and you can check out my Instagram account. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.
You're not a dish. You're a man. Most name brand bars and body washes you rub on your skin are classified by the FDA as synthetic detergent. It's not even real soap. Stop marinating your man meat in unholy ingredients that are harmful to your well-being.
Yeah, we're not going to be watching that. Okay. Let me just get that back up here. Techniques T likes that commercial. Hey. You know what? One thing I will say is with the iPhone, that's at 720. The streaming quality is definitely much better from a rewatchability point of view. Like I was having issues with my Galaxy S20. And like this pan is a little choppy, but with my S20 it was really choppy. So like what's not to like about that picture quality? So I think the streams with the iPhones are going to be a worthwhile venture. G-Corp says that commercial will make him buy that soap. Lisa's glad to see I got some of the murals. Some of the murals. I guess that means I missed a whole lot of the murals. Hey, we have 190 viewers. Holy shit. We are up there in viewers tonight. Thank you, guys. I don't have any Stumbles videos planned for next week because I was going to do the hotel review. And then I decided to move that to Strides. So this is kind of the dumping ground channel. But I will make a members video public for everyone. Susan says we're here for the rants. Well, let's do a little bit of comment. Let me see if I can get into... What would this look like here? How do we want to do this? Nah, I'm not going to give you guys the studio view. I'm just going to give you the standard view. So here is walking the historic old Montreal district. Let's go through and do some comments. I've never done this on the Stumble stream before. Let's make it a little bigger so you guys can see it better. So let me know if you like it, if you don't like doing this. Hopefully you guys can read this if you're watching on mobile. I like made the text so big it looks like even a blind person could read it. No offense to those who are hard of seeing. Very nice. Maybe one day Montreal returned to what it used to be, vibrant and friendly. Let's not get into politics. Like and heart. Don't know what that is, but okay. This is pretty much how I do my politics. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to see Montreal again. You're welcome. Vivian Johnson. Montreal has some beautiful old buildings, narrow streets making it have the old world feel. One can imagine the horse and buggy traveling over them. Thanks, Johnny, for giving us this look into a different city. You're welcome, Vivian. Thanks so much for the nice stream. Maroof, thank you for the kind words. I'm not going to read all of them out loud just because that could be annoying. Can't say enough about Montreal. Hopefully good things. Nice, I'm excited to show my mom old Montreal, even more so after this. Lisa, you get a thumb up and a heart. G Corb, you know, one of the things I prefaced both of my videos with was I don't know a whole lot about where I am and what I'm talking about. So these aren't guided tours, they're just observational videos. Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds. I can't wait to go there again. You're French Canadian. Your ancestors came over from France. You haven't been to old Montreal in a long time. Sweet. Awesome. The Real Man with a comment. Awesome video. Old Montreal is beautiful. We'll just throw one of these on there. Very beautiful. I couldn't enter Basilica last year due to COVID. Hopefully now open. Sadly, it's not yet. Alex, you're welcome. Clayton Crawford makes the best comments. You guys just need to read them to see them. Clayton, you're not in the chat, but you can be in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while here. But thank you, Clayton. Your comments are hilarious. You and there's Franklin Mars, I think, who also does great comments. Maurice, what a wonderful experience. We haven't gotten any of the bad comments here. Lower traffic streets probably get cobblestone. That's G Corb. Since you're here, do you know why certain streets in Old Montreal are like asphalt and others are cobblestone? Is it due to the volume of traffic on the streets? Would it be the lower traffic streets get the cobblestone? Nice walk with lots of old buildings. Thank you, RoboJack. It's a very cool tour of Old Montreal. It's hard to imagine that it's not somewhere in Europe. Agreed. It's very Europe. Robert says great place. Lillian. You were born and raised in Montreal. You love its history, culture, and architecture. They're stunning and interesting. Notre Dame and the waterfront are beautiful. You didn't do a half-assed job on the video. It has more narration and info than the other videos. Thanks for the memories. Thank you for watching. The Real Man says that's me. Deborah Ball liked it when the church bells. Yeah, they were. That's a beautiful sounding church. Fantastic view and beautiful cheering. Thank you, Chill Studio. The leaders should be happy to see this. Anything that could be kind of political or anything like that, I don't touch. I just let them go. I have no idea who he's talking about with this, but we'll just let that go. Rosa with a very Point A Callier Museum was built on the same spot. Montreal was born 375 years earlier. You did a smashing job showing Old Montreal. I just kind of winged it. In Montreal, it brings back so many memories of my stay there. Miss it so much, so much. Hope you had a wonderful stay there and welcome back to Toronto. When someone puts a lot of effort into their comments, the least I could do is say thank you. Old Port is amazing at night. There we have a lazy comment. Yogi, I love the video. Some of the buildings are stunning. Some streets look like you're actually in France. It's probably the case. I bet they filmed a lot of movies there. Kohana is checking out a retail. Where on Yonge Street? Thanks for showing Old Montreal. Thank you, Mike. Love your video. Deneen gets around. Deneen has a channel. I can always tell when someone has a channel based on their name. At least most of the time. Unless it's Alex. What is this? What is this? Quebecers have never seen that. Huh? Oh, 27 degrees Celsius. You've captured the essence of old Montreal well. They left a memorable impression, yada, yada, yada. And the buildings are all gray beige. Can someone try to explain the je ne sais quoi? Is it the rounded edges, no sharp angles, little or no red bricks? I don't know. I hope someone answers him. Sorry guys, these comments aren't as juicy as I thought. I would suggest you make some effort to plan your trip. Montreal is more than oh, we got a negative one. I would suggest you make effort to plan your trip. Montreal is more than 400 years old soul and the unique and only international UNESCO design and architecture in Canada. You cannot compare the city of Toronto, which is only 100 years old and very American, no soul. Montreal urban design is specific to enjoy and live in the city. The old Montreal is mainly condos, restaurants, culture, and history. The old Montreal is British architecture like London, England, Quebec. This is kind of a word salad here. Quebec City is French architecture. Not everything shifted to Toronto. Please make some effort to educate yourself with accuracy. You are quite ignorant of the history of your own country. First of all, I think he's contradicted himself a few times in this comment. Not everything shifted to Toronto. I didn't say everything shifted to Toronto. I said in the video, which is true, Montreal was the financial capital of Canada. That's where all the big banks were. And then they did shift to Toronto. And that's very real. And that's anyone in either city will tell you that happened. You are quite ignorant of the history of your own country. Well, how can I reply to this? How can we be... See, part of me just wants to be an asshole. Take that, you bad Torontonian. Just delete that, says Tech. No. No, guys, I don't believe in censoring people. I believe in free speech. If someone's going to take the effort to write something, they're allowed to write it, as long as they're not, harassing, being sexist, racist, homophobic, anything that's generally not something that should be, like, I don't believe in censoring people. Colette says type OK with 3 Ks. Thanks, Colette. Done. Move on. And what's funny is this Jean Bullduk person has left comments on some of my other videos. I love old Montreal. It is like being in Paris, France. The Notre Dame, I think they mean Notre Dame Church, like they have in France. Montreal, Quebec is closer than Paris, France. Keep safe. Patricia, thanks for the comment. Jean says old Montreal is British architecture, not Paris. Who cares? It's beautiful. Like, this person has a lot of deep-seated anger and hate. Who cares? Let's just appreciate it. Just because it's... This guy, he was trying to hammer that same stupid point earlier. Check this out. An alleged racial dispute do crazy at Queen Street, Toronto. I'm just going to remove that. I think he posted a link there that anything controversial, I usually just nuke. Sad to see my city turns out to be a ghost town. I guess Two View is just saying that he's used to seeing more people on the streets. Fair point. Ghost town. Montreal has never been like New York or any other city in Asia with millions of people moving at the same time. Yeah, this is old Montreal. I've never seen old Montreal that busy either, right? I'm just going to leave that there. What mode of transport did you take to Montreal? I drove a car. There we go. Montreal is one of Quebec's biggest cities. In fact, it is Quebec's biggest city. All right, Dylan, I'm going to give you a heart. Technically, it is one of the biggest, but it's also the biggest. Nice and beautiful. Thank you. Loved your video. Makes me miss visiting Montreal. Thank you, Donald. Montreal seems very European. Thank you, Lace. Great job. Tell him you took a boat. Mercury, no, I think Colette was just saying okay, like holding the K in the end. I certainly, if I see it at the end, if I see it 3 Ks on their own, yeah, that's, but just on okay, I think that's a bit of a leap to make that judgment. Let's not make racist leaps like that. At least that's my opinion. We have heard it has been very hot in Canada. You have heard correctly, Jan Stevens. Awesome walk tour. Just walk virtual traveling. You get a lot of people who have their own channels just kind of making the same comments. I think they're secretly fishing for views, but that's okay. This guy's got a channel. A lot of high buildings. Really, I would not have thought that in Montreal. Johnny froze his face for 2 minutes. Where is the people? Looks like a ghost city. I don't think Old Montreal is really a busy place. Tech Needs Tea, random comment for the stream. Thank you, Tech. Tech is jumping in here. Oh, Lace is here! And you saw me. Yes, there's sirens. Let's just remove that asshole. Hey, Johnny, what do array on your stop sign mean? It means stop in French. Alright, we'll let that go. Great listening to someone who has absolutely no information about the city. Oh! Great listening to someone who has absolutely no information about the city. Is your building on fire? No. Thank you, Tech Needs Tea. Yeah, you know what? I can do something so that person could never appear again without... Great listening to someone who has absolutely no information on the city. I do believe there was a... How do you spell morsel? I think that's a fair response. Colette says, thanks for watching. I gave some information. I mentioned how old the port was. I mentioned how old Notre Dame was. I mentioned, or Notre Dame, I don't know which one people say. I talked about the customs house. I gave a little bit of information. I talked about Bank of Montreal. Their original headquarters were there, and we looked at it. Or was it Royal Bank? One of them. There was some information, maybe not a lot of information. And I also said at the beginning, this is not like an informational video. I'm just bullshitting my way through this. I was very open at the start of the video. Rolling with Ian says, interesting stream tonight. Rolling with Ian, I saw you were at Canada's Wonderland earlier. I didn't get a chance, I was out when you were there, but that's neat. Guys, check out Rolling with Ian. He's got a channel where he's exploring Toronto and the GTA on 2 wheels. It's a very interesting channel he has. Or is it... Sorry, are there little wheel? I don't know. But he's doing it on a wheelchair. It's a great way to explore the city and a new perspective. Montreal cities, women and girl area beautiful. Okay, there's some word soup. I'm just going to leave that. Assuming that you make these videos for a living, you could have prepared better. It's not funny that you trash the French language. Again, assuming that you make these videos for a living, you could have prepared better. I believe I said I didn't prepare at the start of the video. So you could have decided not to watch at that point. That's why I said that at the beginning of the video. It's not funny that you trash the French language. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to, like, study your language and learn how to pronounce everything? Like, I went there. I did my best. I was respectful of the other people there and their culture. Oops. G Corp says at least he wrote in English. Let's see. I already thumbs down that one. I saw that on my phone. Yogi said he was on a mini vacation when he filmed his Montreal videos. He didn't have to waste his time away filming for us. Thank you, Yogi. How dare you insult our culture? I am born and raised in Montreal, and this is our everyday life. Shame on you both. The real man. Hilarious comment. I thought you were asking about the guy who said that. I apologize. I think some people deleted their comments. There used to be more replies here. Okay, thank you. I love French, so I hope others do too. Sanjay. Me too. I love the English language. It's my second language after my native from Asia, but I would never say a bad thing about... No, neither would I. Yogi says, I think we were saying about how Johnny pronounced French streets and buildings. Rue de... Yeah, I can't pronounce that. He said it wrong, but corrected it in his video. At least it's... Yeah. Assuming that you make these videos... I'm assuming you didn't bother to listen to the first 2 minutes. Okay, there we go. Comments on one video. Wasn't that fun? So you, normally, when I reply to a comment, especially if it's an asshole one, and for some reason I decided to... I know if you talk to other YouTubers, they say never engage with these people. But you just can't help yourself sometimes, right? So, Jenny says that was fun, sad but fun. So, I comment, and I rarely go back. A few times I've gone back and forth with people, but usually just make one comment and walk away. I have other... I don't think... And I get the replies up here, but I don't want to click that because you might see... Let me see what that says here. Okay, there's nothing up there bad. We have Johnny Stumbles is live. Jacob's Life in Vegas. Attack of the Asshole Landscapers in Las Vegas. That's a channel I watch. Action Kid uploaded Walking Los Angeles, Little Tokyo. Oh, he's changed how he's named his videos a little bit. Rolling with Ian, live from Canada's Wonderland. Ryan Rides, July 18th, e-scooter ride across Bloor Street. Oops. There we go. I think we're going to not dig into the rest of my comments. G-Corp has no feeling for trolls. Sometimes he trolls them back. The thing is, I do go through my comments just to make sure. There is a filter. If anyone says, if there's certain words that people use, or if anyone puts a like a link, like YouTube flags a lot of comments. I don't want to show you the flag comments because it's really, really nasty, nasty shit. There's a lot of hateful stuff and racist stuff, and just YouTube, fortunately the filters are really good. It takes most of it out. But every once in a while a legitimate comment gets flagged, so I like to go through those and move the bad ones out. The particularly nasty people I just ban from the channel so they can't comment again. That's how I do it. But I also go through the regular comments. I try to do it every other day at least, just to make sure that there's nothing super offensive that slipped through, that are, because I just don't like the idea of, I know I'm not responsible for the comments and they can't come back to me, but at the same time I don't like the idea of there being super offensive stuff down here. So even though I support free speech, there's limits, right? My house, my rules. Don't say anything that negative. So that's my approach. Here's a channel I haven't seen in a while. Where is it? Montreal. Oh, she renamed it Montreal and Beyond. G Corp, have you done, or have you ever talked with Brandy about doing some kind of collab? Because she's got a great Montreal channel. Hers is a bit more vloggy, a bit less exploring, a bit more of a vlog. You can tell by the times too, right? 6 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. But there's Brandy Lynn, there's G Corb. 26,000, man. I remember when you started. And who's the other person who does Montreal walking videos? Elton McFall? Look at this. G Corb killing. You are dominating the search. You are doing something right. Elton McFall, aka Retro Old School Cool. Oh, so he's not just... He's got some Montreal stuff in here, but it's not strictly Montreal. Yes, the real man. We found it. Enrico says G Corb owns Montreal. When are you going to do live streams, G Corb? I don't think I've ever seen you do one. 6 a.m. Montreal walk. You're getting over 1,000 views on your videos. This one has 5. This one has... What I should have done was looked at your best performing videos and recreated them. Kind of like how Burger King waits till McDonald's builds a restaurant and then they just open up in that same area. Hey, they did their homework for me. It's kind of smart. G-Corp says he's not equipped for that. All you need is a smartphone and a data plan. Alright, Michael, that's neat. Maybe I'll have to watch some of his stuff. Kohana says good night. Good luck checking out the place on Yonge Street, Kohana. Let's see, how many viewers do we have? 187. Wow, this stream is doing really well tonight. Thank you to everyone who is watching. If you want to see more Montreal, here's your go-to. If you want to see Toronto, there's Rolling with Ian. There's City News, Global News. I'm just kidding. Look at this asshole just getting in on all the search results. Peekapoo. How I celebrated my 30th birthday in Toronto. Patio Nails, Canada. 1 day ago. This would not have been possible a month ago. Happy 30th birthday to you. And that is 26,000 views. You have 77,000 subs. Wow. You are... And your biggest video is bigger than mine. How do I not know this channel? I'm going to come back and check out Peekapoo's channel. Wow. There's Ken. Friday Nightlife Walk, Bloor Street from Dover Court. You know, Bloor Street never gets bored or boring, particularly the West End, all the way from like Jane Street to Yonge. And even then, if you go more west of there, right around Royal York, it's kind of a gold mine for walking content. If you check Montreal walk from Plateau to downtown at 1020, you will see Villeneuve and St. Denis, the area, St. Denis, the area G Corb was trying to get me to go to. At 10:20. Earl says, how about just one game for tonight? Ro, are you there? Yeah, I think maybe we're going to bring back the games next week. Or maybe on a Wednesday night I'll do a game stream. I'm still kind of exhausted. So this is it, G Corb? Ooh, that's very nice. What is this doohickey here? Is that just for putting yourself in a greenhouse? Now what's going to happen, if I play this for more than like a few minutes, it's going to show up on G Corp's copyright notices. It's going to be like, hey, this asshole stole your video, and he can copyright strike me. Do not do that, G Corp. I beg you, please don't. You know what? This was really cool in Montreal. They have just these EV charging stations out in the open. Like, I don't think you could do that in Toronto. I think people would rip these apart if you put those just on the street. And I saw them downtown, too. So that's kind of... That's really impressive. Where were we? We were around here. Look at that. There's an EV Volvo. Did you stop anywhere in the drive home? I got rerouted off of the 401. I had to take this massive detour with a bunch of trucks, so I just hit about every other en route. It was a matter of going to the bathroom, getting a coffee, grabbing a donut. I had a Whopper. I did not Highway 2. I think that was it, Susan. I think it was Highway 2. Although my phone was telling me to go on the Thousand Island Expressway or Parkway. Kartik says, finally I can go to a Starbucks and sit in a corner and work on your laptop. You missed that. Hey, a lot of people have missed being able to do stuff like that. Now that I've got a half-decent laptop, I might just go find some smaller cafes and set up shop and do my comments, do my admin type stuff. Grab a coffee and a meal and just chill out and do something like that. Good night, Jeanette. Thank you for dropping by. Susan, unfortunately, I didn't. Alright, unfortunately, I can't play too much of G Corb's video here. I don't actually want to show up. I know he's not going to bust me for a copyright. But at the same time, I don't want to show up on his copyright list. The Starbucks I went to today didn't have indoor seating though. I picked up like a cold brew on my way home. No shot, no entry policy at some Toronto businesses. Yes, Fillmore's, a strip club. They've I don't know how they're going to enforce that, because if you've seen the Ontario vaccine proof, like any PDF editor could just scrub out someone's name and change that. It's not a... Like, there needs to be like a QR code that gets scanned and then goes to a database. Such an easy thing that our geniuses at the Ontario government didn't think of incorporating. And then, anyways. But, you know, hey, good for Fillmore's. I don't disagree with that. Apparently Good Life isn't enforcing it either. Yeah. I mean, as long as the places, I think that's their choice, but if places are open about their policies, then you as the customer can decide if you feel comfortable there or not. I think we're at the point where people can choose for themselves, right? As long as a place like Good Life says, hey, this is our policy, then if you want to go there, go there. If you don't feel safe, go somewhere else, right? Justin, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that. I think private businesses, it's their business, it's their rules. Let them operate as they want and let people choose to go there or not. I don't see any other way to go forward than that. And this is going to be temporary. By like this time next year, the whole idea of having to prove anything is probably going to be long gone. Hi Johnny, where else in Canada would you like to vlog and why? I'd love just the major cities. I love big cities. I've never been out. I've never been through Vancouver extensively, so I'd like to do that. I've never been to Calgary, Edmonton, those cities. There's this Prairie Girl in Winnipeg, but I'd like to see that. Realistically, probably Hamilton. Another Niagara on the Lake or Niagara Falls video are in the works. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments. But, yeah, definitely. I know Bevy keeps asking me to go to Halifax. I've really drawn to, like, big cities, so we'll see about that. We'll see. But Canada, I think after Toronto, Montreal is easily the best city to explore. And I just did that, and I could go back and still have a ton to explore. Good night, Deborah Ball. Yeah, I'm not going to be too much longer. And for those asking about games, I promise you we will play games again, but this has been a nice break from that. Bubbles Butterfly says, hello, hope it's okay. I'm here. Of course it's okay. This is everyone's welcome as long as you're not a pinhead. This is my first time here, so nice to meet you. Well, welcome to the stream. We are near the end of the stream, but we'll... Here's my electric scooter stream. I'm streaming a stream. Isn't this... Isn't this crazy? But fortunately, we've got the e-scooter streams figured out. And what's good is the iPhone has good low light performance, so I can do some nighttime e-scooter streams or after dark, and that's going to be really important now that it's going to start getting darker earlier and earlier until, you know, we're in November and it's dark at 5 p.m. There I am, strolling up to my scooter. What I do here is I pull the stream up on my phone. That's the only way I can see the chat. But since it burns a lot of data, I have to put that on data saver mode. Yes, I just said data, then data. Pick one and stick with it. So that's what I'm doing here. But I'm also, I'm getting my e-bike probably next week. And I'm going to try the streaming setup on, thank you, Marjorie, on my bicycle as well. So maybe I'll do a bike stream this week, but just to test it out, I might put it on stumbles, not strides. I'm a little bit worried because when you bike, there's a bit of rocking back and forth, and my GoPro doesn't do that. It can keep the camera stable. I'm a little worried the iPhone might show that, and I think that's not going to be good to watch if, you know, you're seeing that kind of motion on the camera. So I'm going to test it. Ro says Party Pack 8 games will be up to 10 players. Ro, when is Party Pack 8 coming out? I will buy that when it comes out. And we could do I'm thinking maybe Wednesday night could be like a game night. Maybe we'll bring them back. Well, we will for sure bring them back next week. Susan thought I was still using the GoPro. No, this is with the iPhone. The streaming software I use has built-in stabilization, and the iPhone has pretty good optical image stabilization. So between those two things, I don't need the GoPro. So like, that is smooth enough to me. But you can see there's still a slight rocking left to right, just as I'm correcting on the handlebars. I think that is really pronounced on a bike because your legs are going from both sides and you have a bit more of that going on. And I think that might make things a bit too disorienting. So I might have to go back to the GoPro for the bike streams. But there's only one way to find out. You got to try it. Ryan did a bike video today. Leslie spit. No scooters allowed. When is that coming up? Ro, we'll be all over that when it comes out. What kind of bike did you take, Ryan? Did you take an e-bike? Enrico, thank you. Thank you for your support. Whoopie-doo, did you see Ken reached 3 years of video walks? Yes, I did. I sent him a super chat on that. Great stuff to see him hit that. I'll be hitting 3 years, I think, in October, and then it'll be 3 years. I don't know why the hell I worded it like that. Bubbles. I use an iPhone 12, but the iPhone is only for recording. I have two of these things, Galaxy S20s, but I'm going to be getting rid of one of mine, because I don't need it anymore. And I've decided to keep the lesser colored of the two. I'm going to keep the white one, which I don't like as much because it has this chrome trim on it. It's a bit distracting. My other one has a dark trim, so I don't get that chromey contrast around the screen. It's just this one's set up and it has all my shit, so I'm just going to be lazy. They're both mint condition. They're both perfect. Bro, that's awesome. I've seen people renting those. All right, Lisa, have a good night. Ryan, okay guys, check out Ryan Rides. He'll have a silent Trek District bike ride. Did you narrate the bike ride, Ryan? And Ryan also does e-scooter and I guess maybe bicycle at some point, live streams around Toronto. So him and Tom Tim Tung, who I think I saw in the chat earlier tonight. So check out their channels. G Corb says, my scooter rides feel sketchy. Not enough space between me and traffic. I think that's just riding in the big city. You got to turn into a jellyfish. To me, it's the same as riding a bike. There's no safety difference. If anything, I feel safer on the e-scooter. Yeah, it's different. The road conditions, you have to be careful because you'll take the bumps a lot worse. But if shit hits the fan on an e-scooter, you can just step off of it. On a bike, you have to dismount. So it's a give and take. But in terms of riding point A to point B, you can follow the rules. You can do everything. There's virtually no difference between them. So I ride the e-scooter the same as I ride my bike. Ro says, you don't know if it's just you, but how are you standing on the e-scooter? One thing I learned, maybe Ryan Rides could correct me, is but always keep your front foot pointing forward and then put your back foot in a position where you're comfortable. I just watched a few videos on YouTube on how to ride e-scooters when I got mine. I didn't want to look like an idiot that didn't know what I was doing, and that came up on their channels as advice. Everything you're hearing about the Pixel 6. I hope, but if they I would have kept the Pixel 4a 5G or gone to a Pixel 5, but you can't access the wide-angle camera lens from third-party software. It was a perfect phone, even with the mid-range processor. It was more than fast enough to live stream and do everything I needed it to do, and it looked fantastic. But I couldn't access the wide-angle lens from streaming software. Google locked that down. That is infuriating. And apparently all the Pixels have been like that. So if Google does that on the 6, it's dead to me. I'll stick with the iPhone. There's a little rant for you. G-Corp says, feels like the e-scooter is faster. I think that's because the acceleration is faster. I ride a single-speed bike and it takes me a little bit longer to get up to speed, but I actually go faster on my bike than I do on the e-scooter, top speed-wise. But you definitely accelerate way quicker. Also, I have more of a mainstream e-scooter. It's more in line with most other e-scooters. Ryan has a pretty hardcore e-scooter that can do something like 60 kilometers per hour or something ridiculous. So if you want to see fast, you can watch his. Are you going to go do Adelaide Place as hidden Toronto again? Maybe, Susan, maybe. Yeah, Ro, I've had sore feet the first few times. It was just a matter of repositioning and finding myself to be comfortable. Jenny K says this would be an awesome video game. But yeah, guys, the reason why this video is not perfect and why it's so bumpy is this is a live stream. It's not a stabilized regular e-scooter video. Ryan can go 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. Mine can go 0 to 25 in about 6 seconds. I don't really know. Alright, fans, buses, gaming. What time is it? 10:46. How long has this stream been going? And I don't have the I don't have my air conditioning on. So I just made a good shirt sweaty and gross for no reason. Okay, and I just got an email from somebody who can't access the chat. Just a heads or a notice, guys. Anybody, as long as you're a subscriber of the channel, you can chat in the live stream. It is not only for members. It's not you guys don't have to pay anything. So there's someone who's having trouble getting in, and they said they're listening to the stream. Maybe check your settings. Maybe you have your content marked to only watch for, maybe, I don't know, but if you're a subscriber to the channel, you can chat in here. Not everybody, 97% of the people here are not channel members. So to the person who just emailed me, that should not be the case. It is not for members only. It is for all subscribers. So hopefully that clarifies that. Tech Needs Tea, what's their username? Were they hidden? I'm gonna double check that, Tech. I'm gonna double check that on my end to make sure that they're not hidden or banned, but they shouldn't be because they can leave comments. But it's a member of the community who I value a lot and their input, so I don't want them to be excluded. But I'm not gonna name names. We'll figure it out. Do you have a forced air natural? I just have an air conditioner in my apartment. I have no idea where the hell it gets its air from, but it works. It also does heat. So I am now live streaming my stream heading west on Queen West, through West Queen West. Whitby says subscribers. Yeah, you have to, but this person's been subscribed for over 5 minutes. Rolling with Ian says I keep getting way too close. I don't think so. I'm riding where I would ride my bike, and the bike you have much skinnier tires that are more likely to grab on the streetcar tracks. Like, you can say I'm too close, but I'm like 2.5 feet from the tracks. There is zero chance of going in them and getting my wheel snagged. Good night, Maroof. Thank you for hanging out. You should get a Nest thermostat. I live in an apartment. I don't even think my thing could hook up with that. Ro, I'm thinking of doing an early morning e-scooter ride on the waterfront trail. I think that might be a cool video. That's probably true for some bubbles, and we are going by... Oh, I got stuck in traffic here. We're going by Trendy Bellwoods. Novell is having trouble posting messages in chat only because he's too lazy to type anything. Jenny K says early morning, 10, 11? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, I've got double stream notifications on here. Sanjay, thank you, Sanjay. G Corb. Yeah, I can't hook up the PayPal to notifications. G Corb, thank you very much for the PayPal. Next time I'm in Montreal, I was only there for 3 days, and my time was kind of spoken for. I had friends to catch up with and stuff, but I will reach out to you the next time I go, and maybe we could do a collab. Rolling with Ian says, were the 20 security guards still in the fenced area of Bellwoods? You might be able to see them on the right, but thanks again, G Corbin. Guys, since my Montreal videos seem to be doing well, G Corb does a way better job at showing off the city. Does your e-scooter allow you to throttle immediately, or do you have to give it a kick to gain some momentum? That's a setting, Ro. I can turn, in the app, there's a setting where I can disabled a kickstart, so the throttle alone will take off, but I think that's really bad on your battery. I think the kick is much better, and it's also safer, so I leave that disabled. I always give it a kick. But if I want, I can just throttle it. One thing that has happened a few times is my phone, when I'm live streaming, starts to sink down onto the throttle because I have nowhere else to put it on my handlebars but over the throttle, and the phone pushes the throttle down. So I got to be careful on that. Enrico talking about the patio at the Rivoli. There's some good people watching at the Riv. I've always said Rivoli, but I've heard a few people say Rivoli. Like, I don't know anyone who says Rivoli, even like the people that work there. But someone was like, dude, you're saying it wrong. It's like, hello, Morgan. Didn't Strides take a date there? Yes, my first date ever was was at the Riv. Can it recharge? No, mine doesn't have regenerative bit braking, but sorry for all the bumps. I'm hitting bad roads here. But this ride went like an hour and 20 minutes, and I was on max speed. I wasn't on eco mode. And the ride was mostly uphill, so it was kind of a... Oh, I hit some bad connection here. So I was really impressed with the range and the battery I got out of this. And I still had battery left when I got home. G-Corp says we can chill off camera. Yeah, I get it. I don't put anyone on camera if they don't want to be. Unless you happen to be walking down the street, in which case it's fair game, right? Yeah, this e-scooter does not have regeneration. But, I mean, it's for what I need it for. Ooh, I hit some bad connection here. For what I need it for, it's fine. It's more than fine. Novell says, am I sunburnt? Apparently I'm sunburnt. I don't know. How many kilometers? You know, they advertise at 30, but realistically, any e-scooter, you can just chop a third off of that. That's something I've learned. They never, I mean, for me to go 30 on this would be a perfectly smooth road, and I would have to be a 14-year-old who weighs 100 pounds. In a vacuum with no wind. Like, that's... And running on eco mode, right? But I run it not on eco mode. I'm not featherweight or light as a feather, so realistically, yeah, it goes about probably 20. Liam says, look at that line at that new shoe store. I think that was a pop-up store, right? Jenny K says, why is the sky blue? I don't know, Jenny K. But what I do know is... To the 151 people watching, I'm going to sign off at 11 p.m. So we're going to... Oh, Enrico, this is your third super chat. Enrico. $69.99 and a couple of $34.99s. All my super chats belong to Johnny Strides, Enrico. Man, I got to get some kids because they'll be able to go to college now. Thank you for the $34.99. I'm speechless at that. But your support... from you and everyone else is amazing. And G-Corp just sent a PayPal as well, so thank you, G-Corp. Morgan, maybe. Ro managed to go 30 kilometers an hour on the rental one. Usually they're limited. A lot of municipalities have the speed limit on e-scooters at like 24. So a lot of them you'll buy will be limited at 24 or 25. So I'm a bit surprised the rental place had 30. I'm also surprised that, as someone who used to work in commercial insurance, where are they getting their insurance from? Because most insurance companies will not touch you with a 10-foot pole if you're doing something that's prohibited by law. And technically, e-scooters in public are. So I want to know who's insuring these e-scooter rental companies. That's kind of a... I just can't think of a single market that would even touch that. In Toronto, they probably insure them everywhere outside of Toronto. Like, it's not a big deal. It would be the same as like a bicycle rental, but hey, I'm just curious. 30, I'm a bit surprised. Do you ever wear purple? No. A bowl of pho instead, Johnny? 24-hour pho place is back in Chinatown. Maybe. JK laughing. I gotta get some kids. Apparently I'm extra red right now. All right, Vivian, thank you very much for dropping by. We'll see you next stream. You're off to bed. Sorry I didn't get the chance to check out the park. I will promise you I will next time. And I do... Oh, it's on the Vivian. Next time I'm going to show off my electric bell for my bicycle the next stream that you contributed to. You sent me a super chat to buy it. So I did buy it, and I like it, and I'm going to use it. So I will show that to you on the next live stream. And I still got to get some peanuts for the squirrels. I remember these things. Thank you, Vivian. Have a good night. Jenny K says that's not quite how it works with the kids. Well, I'm watching that show Trine on Apple TV, where they're now going down the road of adopting. Maybe. Rolling with Ian says they're not prohibited by provincial laws, only Toronto. Yeah, but no, I can't think of. They must be with like Lloyd's or a specialty market for their insurance. Because even a bylaw is still a law, and if you're doing something that's not permissible, you're a way bigger target in like a liability suit. Individuals are fine, but if it's a company renting them out, they're going to be targeted if someone rents it out and damages some property. It's the 9-bot kick scooter Max G30. All right, thanks, Ro. Yeah, G-Corb, daycare is super expensive in Toronto. I do not... And that wasn't really a thing when I was growing up. Most of my friends, like, we all just had a parent look after us, or people went to an aunt's or uncle's or grandparents' house. Now it seems everyone goes to daycare, probably because both parents work, and probably because the grandparents work, because Toronto's so expensive to live. And daycare is... Look at that, there's the famous $13.99 from Enrico. $139.99. Thank you, Enrico. You're giving me super chats even on other streams. And I think at the next stop I looked down and saw that and thanked him for the $13.99 when it was $139. All right, we are hitting some choppy waters connection-wise. No, I don't, Justin. I don't. What I would do is get a, I don't know. Start with an insurance broker and see if you can even get insurance for that. And then go from there. All right, we are at 10:59. So I am going to end tonight's stream. I'm sorry for no games, but Ro, I will buy the new party pack when it comes out. 10 people is exciting, and we're going to start playing games either later this week on a Wednesday night or next Sunday. What I used to do, guys, was, and I'm going to do again, was at the end of these streams, we'd kind of split it in two, and we'd have the hangout, and then we would have the games. But I just decided to take a little break from the games, but we will be back, and we will play them next week. Thank you, Bubbles Butterfly, and thank you for joining. And on that note, guys, thank you to everybody for hanging out tonight and being good sports. Thank you to our mods, Action BJ, Tech Needs Tea, Bevy. Thanks to G Corb for his PayPal and for letting us check out some Montreal videos. And thank you to Enrico and the other super chatters. Really, really appreciate the support. And I might stream tomorrow. I might do a 10 million views stream, but I will do a driving stream if all goes to plan on Tuesday. Those streams will be over on the other channel, Johnny Strides. Tomorrow morning on Johnny Strides will be a Montreal subway video. So if you want to see the Montreal subway from my point of view, or I guess Metro is the way to say it, check out Strides tomorrow morning at 8 p.m. But thank you, guys. I'm going to sign off now. So have yourselves a good night.